Alright, I wanted to do a video on how to find the least common denominator. This makes adding and subtracting fractions so much easier if we just are able to get that smallest number that both of your denominators fit into. And so I thought let's just go over the method you can use to find that. So to find a least common denominator, you want to look at both of your denominators and focus on the bigger denominator. So in this case, 10. And you ask yourself, does the other denominator 5 fit into the 10? If it does, then 10 is your least common denominator. So in this case, our least common denominator will be 10. Let's pretend this was a problem we had to add them together or something. So we would have 4 over 10. We wouldn't have to change that. And then how do we get 5 up to a 10? We would multiply these by 2 and we would get 6 over 10. And now those fractions are ready to add, and 10 is the smallest number that both 5 and 10 fit into. Alright, I'm not going to worry about doing the addition. There's another video on that. But let's look at the next example. Again, finding the least common denominator, we'll focus on the bigger denominator, so this is 7. And we're going to look at multiples of 7. First, does 4 fit into the 7? Well, 4 does not fit into 7 evenly, so now we'll look at 7 times 2, which is 14. Does 4 fit into 14 evenly? And it does not, so 14 doesn't work. Let's look at the next multiple of 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Does 4 fit into 21? Nope. Our next multiple for 7 is 7 times 4, which is 28. Does 4 fit into 28? Yes, it does. So our least common denominator will be 28. And then if we were adding these fractions together, we would say, well, how do we get the 7 up to a 28? This we would multiply by 4. You'd have 8 over 28 plus the 4 we'd have to multiply by 7 to get it up to 28. So we'd have 21 over 28. And now those fractions are ready to be added. Alright, let's look at another example. We have 1/6 and 2/9. Looking at the bigger denominator. Does the 6 fit into a 9? No, it doesn't, so we keep looking at multiples of 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Does 6 fit into 18? Sure does, so 18, our least common denominator, will be 18. Then how do we make that work? We have to multiply 6 times 3 to get that up to the 18. So we have 3 over 18. And then 9 we can multiply by 2 and we get 4 over 18. And now those fractions are ready with a least common denominator. Alright, last one, we have 18 and 12. So looking at the 18, because that's the bigger number, does 12 fit into 18? No, it does not. So let's look at multiples of 18. 18 times 2, if you're not sure, type it in your calculator. 18 times 2 is 36. Does 12 fit into 36? Yes, it does. So our least common denominator is 36. So 18 up to 36, we multiply by 2. So we have 10 over 36. Plus 12, we can multiply by 3 to get it up to 36. So we have 21 over 36. So if you're looking for a nice method for how to get the least common denominator, focus on the larger denominator and look at its multiples and see if the smaller one fits into it.